So when you go on vacation, the last thing you want to know is when I come back, my car won't start. But that won't be a problem if you've actually kept your car in your garage and trickle charged. And that's what I've done. And I did go on vacation for 3 weeks. And I'll give you more information on next videos about my vacation because I've actually went to a Lexus dealership at the destination to see what does it look like and also talk about what I've observed in other places in the world. So back to this video. This video is I'm actually going to be talking about what I did to prepare for the vacation. And then definitely it's been on a trickle charger, but I actually took a spin on that. I turned off the trickle charger after it's been plugged in for 2 days, and then I actually let it sit for probably about a week to see how does the 12-volt battery draw happens, and then after that turned it back on until I returned from vacation. So before going on vacation, first thing is don't charge your plug-in hybrid to 100%. It's not good for the batteries. So what I did was I kept it at 69%. Roughly anything below 80% should be a good point to keep the car. So this will actually tell me that how does the battery hold up for 3 weeks. And right now you can see that my range is 39.5 kilometers, 69%. So coming back, you can see 39 kilometers of EV range, which is exactly the same as when I left. So definitely, it may have lost a little bit of juice, but not enough to be significant to lose 1 kilometer of driving range. So keep in mind, do not keep your battery fully charged when you leave, because it's a best practice to immediately use your battery once it's fully charged. Don't keep it fully charged. Keep it at 80% or below. And if you have to park at the airport garage or whatever, make sure it's fully charged. So trickle charge it overnight for a few days just to ensure that your car is fully charged so that you have the maximum amount of juice in your 12-volt battery. And if you can garage it at home, great. Just plug it in and keep it there. Alright, so let's talk about the trickle charger. So I put the trickle charger on a smart plug so I can control when to turn on and when to turn off, and it can allow me to monitor how much energy is being used, and also gives me a little bit more information on total cost and all that. So you can see here, the premise is on September 27th. That's the day when I left the house on my vacation. So you can see that it had 0.68 of kilowatt hour usage, and that means the trickle charger was being ran. Then you can see that on 28th, same thing. And then on the 29th, it was same thing. And then because when I monitor, it said, okay, it looks like the car's 12-volt battery is fully charged. So now it's time to turn off the trickle charger. So on the 30th is when the trickle charger was turned off. So you can see that there was no consumption of usage. Then you can see here all of these days that the trickle charger was not consuming any energy. And then on the 9th is when I remotely turned on the trickle charger, and then I let it charge until I came back from vacation. So you can see here, 20th is when I returned, and that is when I took the trickle charger off and then got this information. Okay, so this is the story. So 9 days where the car was running fully charged and not being trickle charged. Follow me on Instagram at LSFT videos. You can see updates on my experience with the NX 450h Plus, which may not be shown on any future videos. You can reach out to me via direct messaging if you have any questions on your Lexus. If you like this video, you can provide me feedback in the comments below, like this video, share it with your friends. This definitely will help with the YouTube algorithms. Press the subscribe button and bell icon and get notified when new videos show up. And lastly, if you want to support me further, you can provide me a super thanks, or visit my Amazon storefront before you purchase anything from Amazon, and or you can purchase products from the list on the items that I've been using with my vehicle or at home at no extra cost to you. And now let's continue with the video. Alright, so you can see here, based on the chart, you would notice that on the 26th, I also did trickle charging because I want to ensure that I quickly get the car fully charged so that I can actually test this. So 27th, you can see here, around this time is when I plugged in. So you see 12.9 is not when it's plugged in, but the battery is quite charged. And then I don't know why the monitor did not charge, like monitor between this time frame, but around 1, like 3 o'clock, yes, it's at 13.2, which means the trickle charger is charging the 12-volt battery, because normally it's about 12.9 is when it's really fully charged. 13 is when it's slow charge. 14 volts is when it's doing a fast charge. All right, so on the 27th year, that's when it's been plugged in. And you can remember it used about 0.068 kilowatt charge. And you can see that it continues to charge throughout the evening. All right, then the next day, so you can see here, it continues to charge. And then you can see here around 9 a.m., there was a dip, and then it continued to charge. And then you can see here about 1:30 time frame, it will actually go down, and you can see that most likely the trickle charger has said that the 12-volt battery is fully charged and it's stopped charging, because you can see 12.9, 12.8, so it actually has stopped. Because you can see that I still have, on the 29th, I still have the trickle charger running. So when I go on the 29th, you can see that it actually still fully charged. And then at around midnight, I think I timed it so that it will automatically turn off. That's when it actually turned off. So you can see here that it actually, the trickle charger stopped charging, and then it noticed that it dropped enough for it to maintain and charge back, and then I actually turned it off on the 30th. So you can see here now on the 30th at around midnight, it was at 12.87, which is good voltage, and the 12-volt battery is quite full. So then you can see here, this is something that I've noticed a long time ago. Around 6 a.m., there are sometimes at around 9 a.m. is when the car would communicate or do something that will actually hit the voltage. So like 12.81, it drops down to 12.6 and then retrieves back to 12.8. And you can see that there's a little slow decline. So now 12.72 and 12.86. So we're talking about 86 to 72, so more than 0.1, so 0.14 voltage from the 30th. Okay, so then when you look at October 1st, 12.72, again about 6 a.m. there's a drop, and then 6.1, so about 0.1 voltage drop in that one day. Then October 2nd, you can see here 12.61. We had the same drop around 6 a.m. And then we had another drop at noon. All right. And then it went back to 12.58. So you can see here 6.2 to 5.8. You can see that it dropped less. So this time it is about 0.04 voltage drop, which seems to be quite good. All right, then we move on to October 3rd, which is the 6th day, okay? But then it's the 6th day of my vacation. But then when you look at from removal of the trickle charger, it's day 4. So on October 3rd, 12.58, and then you can see here 12.53. So it has dropped 0.05 volts. Then October 4th, 0.53, again, same thing, 6 a.m. it does something, 0.5. So now 0.03 volt droppage. And then we look at day 6, 12.49, and then you can see here 12.83 around 9 a.m., but then 4.7. So you can see that the drop is now really 0.03 volts. You can see that it's dropping less. So now on October 6th, 12.47, we see here another drop at 6 a.m. and then 12.45. So you can see here that's a 0.02 voltage droppage. It actually getting lower and lower. And on the 6th is day 7. Okay. So then day 8, 12.45, and then you see it drop at 6 a.m. 4.4. So you can also see that the droppage is now significantly lower. So now on the 8th, we're at 12.44. We have a droppage at 6 a.m. and then you can see here it actually, you can see that going up because the trickle charger was turned on remotely. So you can see here on the 8th, we can see 12.43. So again, the droppage has actually reduced. So it does look like, okay, so on the 8th, we are talking about 9 days of not trickle charge, and it's on day 12 of the car not being driven. So my understanding was after 7 days, the car will actually just shut down itself. You will not be able to remote start if you have not kept your car running for, I think, for 7 days. So Lexus has some programming in there that does look like that it will reduce the draw after 7 days. And when you look at these numbers, it does significantly look like 12.45. The draw is definitely much less than normal. Because if you go back to the other days where we have like the draws are significantly more, 12.87 to 7.1. You can see that there is a greater draw. But then when you look at the 8th, you start seeing that the draw is definitely 12.4445. It's almost like there is no difference because it could be the weather, it could be this battery monitoring using the juice, but if you look at it, the draw is extremely low. So then when you look at the trickle charger turned on, you can see that it charges, and you can even see here it actually didn't need a lot of time. From midnight to around 2 p.m., it finished charging to fully charged, and you can see that the voltage is now back at 12.8, 12.9. And then you can see that there was this dip, and which actually caused the trickle charger to go back and charge a little bit, and it goes back to 12.7, 12.4. And then on 11, same thing. There's always this dip that causes it to charge. And you can see that there's very minimal charge. On the 12th, it charges a little bit and then maintains. And then you can see that it actually has dropped down to 12.69 and then it charges it back. And you can see that the trickle charger is doing its job to maintain the battery at its state. You can see on the 15th, it started to charge every hour. And I think this trend continues to be like this. 17th, 18th, 19th, until I returned. And you can notice that when I returned, it was unplugged and then it maintained whatever state it is. So there we have it. You can notice that if you're going on a long trip, fully charging, fully trickle charged, and then even if you unplug, so this is about 3 weeks being away, it does look like the car's 12-volt battery will shut down. The draw will reduce after about a week's time, and then probably when you return, it would not be a problem. So quickly giving you some final thoughts here. So when you look at day 6, we had a 0.05 drop, and then day 7, 0.4, and then you slowly see that by day 8, day 9, it went down to like 0.01. So it does look like that the car will, after a week of not driving it, it will go into a state where the draw is in sleep mode and the battery doesn't use much. But this is, again, this is my observations of what has happened during my vacation. And I'm hoping that this is the case across the board. And what that really means is the first 7 days is really the critical thing. And if you have your 12-volt battery fully charged, you should be able to handle more than, I would say, 3 weeks for sure, even probably 1 month of vacation, and you will be fine. The problem really is when you're driving it in short distances and it was not able to fully charge, then that's where the draw continues to draw and you're communicating with the mobile app. And I do think that the mobile app communication is one of them that it pulls a lot of the juice. And hopefully that has been fixed, but I still seem to see that the mobile app still continues to draw from the 12-volt battery. So there we have it. Hopefully that this video is informative to you and hopefully gives you some confidence if you have to go on vacation for a longer period of time. I hope that you found that this video was informative, and until next video, drive safely. Thank you for watching. If you liked this video, please comment, like, share this video, and if you want to see more videos like this, you can subscribe to my channel and press that bell icon to get notified when new videos are posted. And if you'd like to support this channel, you can provide me a super thanks. And until next time, cheers.